Canada's pre-sale condo market has essentially been crashing for 3 straight years now. But here's the thing. The Q3 numbers have just been released and things are getting even worse. Pre-construction sales have plunged to their lowest levels since 1990, seeing just 319 units sell in an area where the population is 8.3 million people. That's like selling one condo for every 26,000 residents. Projects are now being canceled at a record rate. New building permit applications have fallen completely off a cliff, and developers simply can't build new homes at prices that make sense. But here's the twist. A wave of projects already under construction are about to hit the marketplace, adding to what is already a record number of completed and unsold units. And when you see the chart that demonstrates exactly when and how high that number will get, you'll understand why developers are putting projects on pause. Even I was shocked by this one. Let's break it down. The pre-sale condo numbers for Q3 have just been released and they are absolutely staggering. New condo sales in the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area hit just 319 units for all of Q3. That is the lowest quarterly count dating back to 1990. It's not a typo. We are talking about a 35-year low in sales. Sales are down 54% when it comes to a year-over-year basis and sit a whopping 92% below the 10-year average. The total population of Greater Toronto and Hamilton combined is 8.3 million. When we divide the 319 units that were sold, it equates to one home sold or one condo sold for every 26,000 residents in that area. That is simply a staggering ratio. To put it bluntly, the pre-sale condo market has not been this quiet in a generation. And the fallout, it's already happening. Project cancellations are soaring. Check out these numbers. In the last quarter alone, 10 developments totaling nearly 2,500 units were canceled, bringing this year's total to 18 projects and over 4,000 homes have been scrapped. That is already a new record high, surpassing the previous record, which was achieved back in 2018. If we zoom out even farther, since the beginning of 2024, a total of 32 projects have been canceled. That equates to almost 7,000 units combined. On top of this, there are another 20 projects with a combined 4,200 units currently on hold for sales or are in receivership, with a high likelihood of those projects being canceled as well. Just this past week, a building in Surrey announced that it's canceling its contracts with buyers and converting that building to purpose-built rentals. The 102 Plus Park by Marcon sent out this email to prospective buyers this week, outlining that the current market conditions don't allow them to move forward with the building as intended. This simply means that they did not hit their sales targets. It's rumored that only about 60 of the total 376 units available in that building were actually pre-sold and under contract. That number resulted in what was almost certainly a shortfall when it came to their sales targets for being able to obtain construction financing. Now, you'd think with so many projects being pulled or canceled or converted into rental units, that inventory would start to tighten, but it's only just slightly done so. Unsold condo inventory dropped just 2% year over year to sit at 22,602 units. The biggest declines came from pre-construction and under construction projects, which fell 12% and 9% respectively. But here's a big issue for developers. The number of completed but unsold condo inventory, well, that is skyrocketing. That number jumped 142% year over year, reaching around 2,944 finished units just sitting on the shelf. And when it comes to pricing, well, that tells the most compelling story. Developers are now asking an average of $1,199 per square foot for these units. That's down 3.5% from a year ago, but down 10% from 2 years ago. But even with those price drops, they are still far above resale prices, which are averaging $867 per foot. In other words, new condos cost roughly 38% more than their resale counterpart, and that price gap is strangling demand. There was even a larger price premium for unsold pre-construction units, which averaged $1,315 per square foot in Q3, which highlights the ongoing difficulties developers face with lowering prices to become competitive with resale units due to high costs. So simply put, developers can't build homes at a price that competes with current resale prices. One of the results of this is construction of new condos is starting to drop off dramatically. Only 2 New condo projects broke ground in Q3 of 2025, totaling just 614 units. That is a 77% drop from last year and runs 88% below the 10-year average. So far this year, only 2,176 units have started construction. For reference, that is the lowest amount dating back 28 years. Overall, the number of condos under construction across the region has dropped to 59,200 units, which is down 43% from the record high of 104,600, which was reached just 3 years ago. As Urban Nation put it, the market is depressed and undergoing a painful correction after the pandemic's massive boom. The dramatic drop in sales has increased inventory with both single-family homes and condos sitting at decade highs. With higher interest rates and rents dropping, many investors and homeowners can't make their mortgage payments, and the amount of power of sales is increasing dramatically. Have a look at this chart, which shows the steady increase from mid-2023, where there were less than 100 power of sales, up to today, where there was over 930. This chart doesn't show it, but when we go back even further, there were only 5 in September of 2020 and 2021. From 5 to 931 in just 4 years is astonishing. I made a video about the amount of foreclosures in Vancouver a couple weeks ago. Be sure to check out that one to see the kind of deals that people are getting in this region. And speaking of Vancouver, let's have a look at the number of completed and unsold units that are sitting on the market today. These are essentially units that are sitting on developer balance sheets that they're having a hard time selling, and they just can't really discount them any further. Right now, there are around 2,800 completed and unsold units, a number that has held steady for around a full year now. But units are still being built that haven't sold. So have a look at this chart. It's the projected amount of completed and unsold units over the next 4 years. They could hit as high as 6,200 by 2029. These types of projections are why so many projects are being put on hold. No developer wants to build a condo tower knowing that there are thousands and thousands of competing units already in the marketplace. This is resulting in mass layoffs within the construction industry. Be sure to check out this video to see just how impactful the cuts are and how much worse they're going to get. So what we are witnessing now is ultimately a once-in-a-generational real estate market shift. Pre-sale condo sales are at the lowest in 35 years. Project cancellations are setting records, and construction starts have collapsed to levels not seen in nearly 3 decades. Developers can't build profitably, investors can't carry their debt, and the number of power of sale listings has exploded. That's what happens when the entire system slows down at once. Projects stall, trades get laid off, and the entire industry just grinds to an absolute halt. So while it might feel like we're oversupplied or well supplied today, with building permits falling to near all-time lows, it's only a matter of time until that pendulum swings the other way. So if we fast forward 3 to 5 years from now, and if demand returns and interest rates get any lower, and if population growth potentially comes back, along with inventory drying up, we may be staring down another surge in prices, this time with even fewer homes to go around. The question isn't if the balance will shift again, it's really when. We see cycles come and go. The real unknown is quite simply how long that time is between each cycle. For now, the downward cycle doesn't look to be anywhere but over, and there's going to be a lot more pain within the industry for likely years to come. So while there will be an upswing, most likely at some point in the future, the biggest question becomes, of course, when. That's the biggest unknown. So as the market evolves, I'll continue to report on it and provide further insights as to when this shift may in fact take place. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you are thinking about buying or selling a home, or you're curious what's really happening within the pre-sale market in your area, just reach out. I'd be happy to chat. No pressure, no sales pitch, just an honest conversation about helping answer the questions that are important to you and your family. All my contact information is below. Reach out anytime. Thanks and have a great day.